The story of the British monarchy. The story of the British monarchy begins over 1,000 years ago in the turbulent world of early medieval England. In the 9th century, the land was divided into several small kingdoms ruled by Anglo-Saxon kings. One of the earliest significant monarchs was Alfred the Great of Wessex, who reigned from 871 to 899, known for his defense against Viking invasions. Alfred is often credited with laying the foundations for what would eventually become a unified England. His efforts in fortifying towns, building a navy, and promoting education and legal reform were crucial in creating a sense of English identity. After Alfred, the concept of a united England remained uncertain. Successive kings continued to struggle with Viking incursions until 1066, when the death of Edward the Confessor, without a clear heir, set the stage for the Norman Conquest. William the Conqueror, the Duke of Normandy, claimed the English throne and defeated Harold II at the Battle of Hastings. His coronation marked the beginning of Norman rule in England. William's reign brought profound changes. The introduction of feudalism, the construction of numerous castles, and the completion of the Domesday Book, a comprehensive survey of land and resources across his new kingdom. Under Norman rule, the monarchy grew in power and wealth, and England began to emerge as a more centralized state. As the monarchy solidified its power, it faced new challenges in the medieval period, the Plantagenet dynasty that followed the Normans. From the 12th to the 15th centuries, expanded English influence but also experienced significant internal strife. Under Henry II, who reigned from 1154 to 1189, the monarchy made strides in establishing legal frameworks and consolidating control over its territories. Yet, it also faced rebellion and conflict, both within England and in its vast continental holdings in France. One of the most critical events of this period was the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215, during the reign of King John, forced upon John by rebellious barons. This document was a direct challenge to royal authority, establishing the principle that the king was not above the law and laying the groundwork for constitutional governance in England. The Magna Carta would resonate throughout English history, symbolizing the limits of monarchical power and the rights of subjects. The monarchy continued to evolve through the Hundred Years' War with France and the internal conflict of the Wars of the Roses, a series of civil wars between the houses of Lancaster and York. The wars culminated in 1485 at the Battle of Bosworth, where Henry Tudor defeated Richard III and became Henry VII, the founder of the Tudor dynasty. Henry VII's reign marked the end of the medieval monarchy and the beginning of the Renaissance in England. The Tudor period, particularly under Henry VIII and Elizabeth I, was transformative. Henry VIII, who reigned from 1509 to 1547, is remembered not only for his 6 marriages, but also for his role in the English Reformation. In his quest for a male heir, Henry broke away from the Roman Catholic Church and established the Church of England, making the monarch the supreme head of the church. This move fundamentally changed the religious, social, and political landscape of England, consolidating royal authority but also causing deep religious divisions. Following Henry, the reign of his daughter, Elizabeth I, 1558 to 1603, is often considered a golden age. Elizabeth skillfully navigated religious conflict, foreign threats, and internal dissent to maintain a relatively stable and prosperous kingdom. Her era saw the flourishing of English literature, exploration, and the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588, which established England as a formidable naval power. However, the death of Elizabeth I, without an heir in 1603, ended the Tudor line and brought about a Stuart dynasty, with James VI of Scotland becoming James I of England. This union of crowns marked the beginning of a century characterized by conflict between the monarchy and parliament. Under James I and his son Charles I, tensions grew over issues such as royal prerogative, taxation, and religious reforms. These tensions exploded into the English Civil War in 1642. The Civil War was a dramatic clash between royalists, who supported the king, and parliamentarians, who demanded greater power and representation. The conflict ended in 1649 with the trial and execution of Charles I, an unprecedented event in English history. For a brief period, England became a republic under the leadership of Oliver Cromwell, known as the Commonwealth of England. However, the republic was short-lived, and in 1660, the monarchy was restored with Charles II. The Stuart period continued to be tumultuous, culminating in the Glorious Revolution of 1688, when James II was deposed, and his Protestant daughter Mary and her husband William of Orange were invited to rule. This event marked a significant turning point, leading to the establishment of a constitutional monarchy. The Bill of Rights 1689 limited the powers of the monarchy and affirmed parliamentary authority, setting the stage for the modern political system in Britain. The 18th century saw the rise of the Hanoverian dynasty after the death of the last Stuart monarch, Queen Anne, in 1714. The Hanoverians, starting with George IE, ruled over a period of profound change, including the expansion of the British Empire and the development of a more formalized parliamentary system. The monarchy's role became increasingly ceremonial, with real political power shifting towards the prime minister and parliament. The 19th century was dominated by the reign of Queen Victoria, 1837 to 1901, whose time on the throne saw Britain reach the height of its global power during the Victorian era. Under Victoria, the monarchy became a symbol of British values and imperial might. Her reign was marked by significant social, economic, and technological changes, as well as a period of relative political stability. By the end of her reign, however, the monarchy's direct influence over government had diminished significantly. The 20th century presented new challenges and opportunities for the monarchy. The abdication crisis of Edward VIII in 1936, who chose to marry American Vala Simpson rather than remain king, thrust the monarchy into crisis. His brother, George VI, assumed the throne and guided Britain through the difficult years of World War II. The monarchy regained much of its prestige and public support during this period, largely due to the king's stoic leadership and his decision to remain in London during the Blitz. Following George VI's death in 1952, his daughter Queen Elizabeth II ascended the throne. Her reign, which lasted over 70 years, witnessed an era of unprecedented change, including the decolonization of Africa and the Caribbean, the transformation of the British Empire into the Commonwealth, and the rapid social and technological evolution of the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Under Elizabeth II, the monarchy navigated numerous challenges, from political scandals to shifting public attitudes, while maintaining its role as a symbol of continuity and tradition. As we move into the 21st century, the monarchy continues to evolve under the reign of King Charles III, who ascended the throne in 2022. The modern monarchy faces ongoing debates about its relevance and role in a diverse and changing society. However, it also remains a deeply rooted institution in British culture, adapting to new realities while preserving centuries-old traditions. Through wars and revolutions, reforms and renaissances, the British monarchy has shown a remarkable ability to endure and adapt. Its story is not only the history of kings and queens, but also of a nation constantly redefining its identity and values. The monarchy today represents both a link to the past and a figurehead navigating the uncertainties of the future, embodying the resilience and continuity of Britain itself. And so, a story shaped by power and pageantry, tradition and transformation, a living reminder of the complexities of history and of the British monarchy continues. The enduring nature of leadership.